The gal from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, she smiles, but she doesn't see.
Okay, Jesus Lord. I need a hat. My hair is gross. So as usual, I'm trying to like switch stuff up a bit for the bi-weekly. I haven't been doing a lot of script writing lately, mainly because school and work, but also because I really like how the channel's been changing, specifically with like the dialogue in the videos. A lot of people have been telling me that they like it because it's a lot more natural, and it's a lot more just you and me having more of a conversation, and I like that too. It's a lot less stressful. There's very little to no preparation that I have to do other than like just know what I want to talk about, and also it just seems a lot more genuine to have like this sort of conversation between me and the camera, and there's no like wall of a script and a wall of like wall of preparation between me and the camera, and that's great. So because I have a more mobile setup now, I have a tripod that I can bring around with me, and I have a microphone so I can have good audio quality despite the fact that I may be on campus a lot. Because of all that, I'll be able to do a lot more just in the moment stuff, and I'm not talking about like me documenting like what I'm doing, but also just if I ever have a thought randomly on campus, I will be able to talk about it on campus and have good audio quality and not super shaky footage, so that's always good.
This one's yours, right, Amanda?
I think this is mine. This is mine.
What?
Yeah, I ordered this. That's Tim's. This is mine. Is it in focus?
I don't know. How do you focus this? Half press. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I know how to do this.
Did you really though?
Yeah, I do. Look at me vlogging. It's not even focusing. Okay. Yo, you know that those things people do on YouTube where like they zoom in on the food?
Why are you like this?
Because why not? Ooh, yeah. Mix it. She's like a tamer version of Sally. Tamer version.
Please. Sure, I'll do it. I'll even put that one in too. I'll put this whole conversation in.
Say bye, Dina. How do you turn this off?
It's voice activated.
Off.
So I remember talking about wanting to spice it up a bit for the videos, and it's good. It really pushes me to, again, go outside of my comfort zone and try new things. The wind is gonna mess up my hair in this video. Now the one concern that I have with the whole filming around campus thing, and it's totally fine, is just that UBC is a very large campus. It's basically a small city, or a small town, and there's a lot of people walking on it at any given time except for maybe like Sunday, which is today. So basically if I were to just bring this huge camera setup around me like 1 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, there'd be a lot of people staring at me. Now I don't really care a lot like what people think about me, but I do kind of care if people are staring at me because they think I'm conceited because I'm filming myself with this huge phallic microphone and this fancy tripod. Now being a YouTuber with just 150 subscribers, it really like, it really kind of trains me to not really care too much about what people think about me, even though of course I do, because what kind of human being doesn't? But at the same time I feel like I'm sort of just like getting ready to start accepting like large amounts of criticism. That's how we progress as humans, is accept criticism here and there. I'm just looking because there are just people like constantly staring at me wondering what I'm talking about to this camera. But yeah, in any event, I feel like this is just going to be beneficial for both me and the series. It's going to add a lot of variety to it and not just me being static in my room talking to this camera. Now on the topic of spicing things up in our lives, I want to talk to someone about how they do it in their lives on a professional level, on an academic level, and even maybe on a recreational level. How do they implement it into their hobbies and their sports or whatever they do? So that's when I talked to Mackie.
So I'm always doing more than one thing at a time, like almost doing multiple things. Typically my schedule would include 5 classes. I would coach football. I'd be doing photo stock about 3 or 4 days a week. I work about 20 hours a week. I do other volunteer on campus. I do photography. So there's always something different going on every single week, whether photography where I'm doing different gigs, and in terms of football, it's always different. So it's not, my routine is not really a routine. So something different all the time. It's not I don't fall into the same boring goal, like wake up at 8, go to bed at midnight. Like it's always different every single week. Okay. So I sleep a bit less, but I still do the stuff that I want. But it's been a bit too much for me right now. So I've reduced a couple of things just to have a better balance of things. So I'm doing like photosoc, work, a bit of other volunteering, photography, and plus school. That's it. So I dropped a few things out of it just to, make sure that I excel at the stuff that I do, versus just, taking a whole bunch of things. Number of commitments versus dedicated commitments, right? You can do 10 things and only put an hour per thing, or you can do 2 things and put 5 hours per thing, and really get more out of it in those 5 hours versus just like tiptoeing around different places. So I've put in like over 1,000 hours and more in 4 different things. And I've gotten a lot out of it versus just, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Yeah, so just do the things you love, but don't do too many different things at the same time.
Let's promote that. That's it. I really like the fact that Mackie brings up the idea of balance. Now I think that's really important because despite the fact that you maybe want to add things to your life for the sake of variety or for the sake of training yourself to just be more productive or to be more intuitive in certain things, it's really important to have that balance because, for example, Mackie is a very, very busy man and he has his things going on. He has photosoc, he has sports, he has school, and maybe even work. So putting all those things together, and even though you want to add more on top of it, it's really important to have that idea of balance. Now I think personally that also applies to me, obviously not to the same degree because I'm nowhere near as accomplished as him, but it's also just the idea of having multiple things in my life and having to be able to balance through them, and even still wanting to add more on top of that, and not only just adding more stuff on top of it, but more new stuff on top of it, like trying a new job or trying to learn a new skill, improving in cooking, even exercising, which I think is super duper pathetic that I think that is new and everything, but exercising and having those kinds of things on top of what I already do is actually a big challenge for me. I know for some people it might not be, but for me, because I'm weak, I'm a weakling, it's pretty tough for me. And having to balance all of that with work, school, and sleep is important, is pretty difficult. And obviously that's what obviously for the whole idea of just adding variety, I think that is what makes this whole thing just important to me, because it not only just makes life more interesting by adding more stuff to it, more interesting stuff, more new and foreign ideas to it, but it also just pushes me to learn more and learn new things and learn just more about what is going on around me and what isn't going on around me and how I can fix that. So yeah, that was this week and a half. Those are my thoughts. I'll see you guys next time.